Welcome to 50 and Starting a Business. Today we are going to discuss 40 summer opportunities for teens and college students. I am so excited into this one because I've got 4 teenagers and they need to do something in the summer. So here we go. The first group are outdoor opportunities. There are going to be some off this list, some kind of overlap and some are missing, but we'll get going. So if my number ends up being a little bit more than 40, that's not so bad. We have landscaper, lifeguard, farmhand, outdoor nursery, golf caddy, referee or umpire, sports scorekeeper, a sports coach, apple picker, which I thought was really fun. I didn't really think about it, but yes, you can be hired as an apple picker or a berry picker, grapes, pool cleaner. So yes, we have dogs that are barking in the background, but pool cleaner, obviously a lot of people are using their pools in the summertime. So people that run pool cleaning businesses could use some college help and teen help in the summertime. A swimming instructor. That also goes, I said sports coach. So you have swimming instructor, tennis instructor, soccer, what have you. Grocery store bagger. So sometimes you can get a job as a grocery store bagger. I don't think they necessarily exist because COVID happened and people didn't want all these people touching their groceries. People are trimming costs, so grocery stores don't want to pay someone for a bagger, but you could get a job as a cashier in the summertime. And then the last one that could be outside is retail sales. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, retail sales outside. Well, let's kind of like broaden that. You could work at a concession stand at an amusement park or a summer festival, outdoor concerts. They all have concession stands or selling tickets that you can do. So that is my whole group for outdoor. Actually, I just thought of another one, which is like you could work at a national park and be a tour guide. So like a nature walker type of guy. Those are outdoor opportunities. If you want to work with kids, so some of these obviously are going to overlap because any sports thing is going to overlap with kids. Nature walk may or may not overlap with kids, but a babysitter, a camp counselor, tutor, which can be very lucrative if you market yourself right. And I would probably, if you want to do tutoring as a summer job, I would start marketing yourself like in April, May, when parents are really thinking about their summer plans and how to fill up their kids' day. 4 would be a kids' party entertainment. You know, I don't know if Elmo's big anymore, but you could dress up like Elmo or Barney, Superman or Thor. Get a costume. Sometimes you can work with a company that does like party entertainment. The other is, you could be less the entertainment and more of, a waiter, waitress, or a server at a child's party. Or just part of like the group. We actually had summer parties for our triplets, and we would have farm animals come, horses and pigs, and can't think of any ducks and goats and what have you. And there would be, high school and college age kids that would come and help this woman set up and take everything away. Summer jobs, I just work with animals, so I just blew that one. So again, that's one thing where you would be working with animals. You can work at a shelter. You can be someone who assists like kennels at either a dog kennel or a doggy daycare. You can work with animals that way. A dog walker, a pet sitter. Pet sitter is probably the most lucrative if you're sitting in someone's house and doing that. Working at a zoo. The Lincoln Park Zoo in Chicago was something that I used to go running through. It was a public zoo, but they had a lot of high school and college age kids working there. And then the other is pet store. You can go work at a pet store as a pet store associate. That's also another really good job. Jobs working with cars. You could try to go get a job at a car dealership for the summertime. You'd be more of an assistant, obviously. Unless you said some mad-ass skills, you probably would not be a car salesperson. But yeah, that is something. If you love cars, you love learning about cars, or you already have an in-depth knowledge of cars, to work at a car dealership. In the summertime, my husband was a valet. So he worked at a really fancy country club and he was the valet and down in Florida, and he loved it because he got to get into all these really, really fancy cars. And I'm not going to tell you any naughty stories because this is a public YouTube channel. And the other one is a car transporter. I did know some people in high school that actually would drive cars for, it was for a unique dealership that would resell Bentleys, Rolls Royces, or what have you. And at the time, they didn't want to put them on transporters because that's really expensive. So the deal was that they would hire these drivers and they would go up and drive the car to, Greenwich, Connecticut from New Jersey or what have you. And yeah, I had friends that did that and they got paid a lot of money to do that. And they would do that in the evenings during the week. So don't think I would allow my son to do that. He probably wouldn't end up at the destination with like a Ferrari. I'm not sure where he would end up, but maybe California or something. But yeah, so those are opportunities if you really love cars. Other opportunities, and again, I'm just going to say this quickly because otherwise this video is going to be way too long. Working at a movie theater, amusement park, fast food. Love fast food. McDonald's would be great. They pay well. It's a nice restaurant and they have excellent food. Quarter pounder with cheese, always good. A mover. So I know there's like moving trucks that I've seen that are like college guys, so more that's going to be probably your, junior, senior in high school if you're a buffed guy, or in college when you've got the muscles to move all the cars, but move all the furniture in and out of a house. But that's in demand and it's crazy expensive. We've moved twice, once from New York City to New Jersey and then to a second town in New Jersey. And it gets really expensive. And a lot of people, they're just, I wouldn't have needed somebody really fancy. I think you do need to have some insurance, but there's ways to do it. And you can always work for another company and be a mover, or you can rent a truck and move yourself, or you could, if you have a pickup truck, you could be very, the discount, because, gosh, when we moved apartments in New York City, we did it all ourselves because we were trying to save money, not spend so much money. And so, yeah, we did it ourselves with our friend's pickup truck. So there's ways to do it that way. You can do odd jobs. So again, TaskRabbit, TASK Rabbit.com is a way that you can put yourself out there for specific tasks and people can hire you. Trampoline park worker. So again, it could have been working with kids, but there's that Sky Zone and there's a bunch of other trampoline parks out there that you can offer to work for. This is something you might not have thought of, but a court runner. So my brother's a lawyer out in California, and I know the courts have changed a lot. They're now allowing e-filing, but he said it's not everything. Not everything is allowing e-filing. So when it doesn't allow e-filing, you have to get, law firms, lawyers have to get documents to the court by 4 p.m. Different courts have different cutoff for different areas, but 4 p.m. And so people actually hire high school students and college students to run these documents to the courthouse. So the best way to, if you're interested in learning about law and you're still in high school or college and they're not going to hire you as a paralegal, you can look to be a court runner. I would look for larger law firms that offer this though. There's a library page, which is like a librarian assistant. You're straightening up, you're putting books away. Photographer assistant, house cleaner. You can work at a gas station. I know in New Jersey, you're not allowed to pump your own gas. They pay very, very well. I talked in another video that you often get a premium when you work in something that's risky. So in the summertime, my father used to climb the electrical towers. And he said he chose to do this specifically because they paid the most out of all of his opportunities. So a gas stations pay pretty well if you live in a state where you can pump gas. A personal assistant. I do know some people that worked for very wealthy celebrities, CEOs, top executives as their personal assistant. I often think it would be nice to have one. Can't afford it and probably don't have enough work that they would be interested in doing as a personal assistant. It would be more like, hey, can you walk the dogs and clean the house and wash the dishes and make me dinner, put my clothes away, which doesn't sound like a personal assistant. So a personal assistant for somebody is going to be more of a secretary for someone, scheduling appointments, picking up, I was going to say groceries, but medicine or documents. A lot of it scheduling their kids. I know I spend a lot of time kind of scheduling my kids' stuff and rescheduling stuff, but a personal assistant would help with all of that. And the last one that I had a friend do for a very long time was a voiceover actor. So I'm actually thinking voiceover actor plus like an audio transcriber or someone that makes audiobooks. So there's a whole bunch of, you have a very nice voice, you like reading, people tell you your voice is soothing. There is a lot that you can do with that maybe you haven't thought of. And you don't have to be an actor or actress in the beginning. You just have to, especially if you're reading a book. So some books, when I've listened to audiobooks, the person is just reading it because it allows my imagination to kind of run with the book, and others will put the exclamation in there. And, so maybe then if you have a background in acting or drama, that would be good. But there's a lot of things that you can do. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day.